They were never bright to begin with. Kind of like me. Yeah, that's bad. I probably should have replaced the light bulbs. Hey everyone, Monkey Wrench Mike. We are inside my Mercedes W126. This is the 1986 420 SEL that I got for very little money. This is the one that I drove to Mom and Tom's house and let them drive. And a little thing happened when I got back home. Take a look at the picture right here. Take a look at this. Yeah, you see how that one wheel is kind of cocked in? Yeah, now look at this. Yes, the ball joint from the steering knuckle came off. It happened right, I guess, as I pulled into the driveway. I had my mom, I had my Tom in, my Tom. Well, I guess technically, Mom and Tom were there, and they were driving the car. I drove 45 minutes at speeds of over 80 miles an hour to get home with that thing just barely holding on. I'm lucky to be alive right now. Anyway, the car survived. We've reattached the ball joint. We've used the red thread locker. It's never coming off. And today we're going to fix a couple of problems inside the cabin so I can enjoy my luxurious and super cheap Mercedes. Take a look at that. Yeah, I've already been in here once, and if you'll remember from the first 2 or 3 videos, these were all yellow and horrible. I still had some paint left over from another old Mercedes that I had. So I painted all of these little dials this orange that is fantastic, okay? The problem I'm having, none of the lights come on right here. So at night, I have no idea how fast I'm going. None of these lights come on right here as well. So there's a simple fix for that. And I want you to notice the mileage has never changed. 228,017 miles. There is a gear broken inside this. It's a very common problem in these older Mercedes. I'm going to show you how to fix it. The first thing you have to do is get your steering wheel, your removal tool, and just kind of give it a pull. Okay, they come with 2 in a set, and you can reach back here and get it out. This is an easy one to remove. Some of them, like in my W140, are really, really difficult to remove. So once you get it loose like this, you can back the steering wheel all the way out, okay? I love this feature. Look how much more room you get. There you go. Then you're gonna disconnect. Look at all the wires and everything right there. Okay, fortunately the lights are numbered. There's numbers on the instrument cluster right there as well. So we'll get this removed, we'll get it inside, and I'll show you what's called a rheostat, kind of like a potentiometer. And I'll show you the problem with the gears. Welcome to my kitchen table. Yeah, we've got Lola looking on right there now. She's looking pretty, aren't you? You're a pretty girl. Yes, you are. Okay. Anyway, this is where we do most of the dirty work here. I have the instrument cluster removed. It is just a series of screws that we are going to remove to get to the odometer, which lives right here. This is the rheostat, or the potentiometer in some regards. It attaches with the screw. The problem is, as you turn the little knob right here, there's a little wheel. See the little wheel kind of moving right in there? It gets dirty, it gets old, and it doesn't make contact anymore. So a quick fix is just to solder a wire between this point and this point, and so you're at maximum brightness right here, which is a problem with all these instrument clusters. They're just not bright after all of these years. They were never bright to begin with. Kind of like, kind of like me, but this is a temporary fix. Well, it'll last as long as you want it to. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this unless it's just too much. And then I can try to clean it. You can take this apart and kind of clean it right here. What I want to do right now is just take out these screws. Okay, this part comes off first, then this part. Once I have this part off, we have access into the odometer. And I've got somewhere on my table right here, we've been doing some work on the Saab. People have been asking about that as well. Once we get this off, and I'll show you the little gears and the ones that are broken inside here, we'll get this all put together, and she's going to be great. But let me get this all apart first. We have everything separated. This is held on from the back by 4 little regular slotted screws, okay? You take those off, this whole thing comes out, and then you have a little bitty screw here and a little bitty screw there. And if you look closely, you can see the teeth, they're broken. They're all broken on my gears. In fact, that's a little chunk of one right there. So all I have to do is slide this little thing out. See that? That's a broken. This is no longer good. So it's supposed to slide off. We'll have to spend some time on it. And you don't want to get any pieces caught up in there, okay? But here's the gears. And my replacement, let me show you. See how this is broken right there? Yeah, oh, this is brittle. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. These are my new gears. I got them from a place called Garagistic, G-A-R-A-G-I-S-T-I-C. That's the part number right there. You get 3 little gears. 1 goes here, then 2 go under here. You just have to kind of remember the order. So if I can very carefully take these off, I can't do it with one hand. Okay, we're gonna have to put you guys, wait, here we go. Oh no. Oh no, the whole thing came out. All right, well, that's one. See how this is so brittle? Yeah, that's bad. And then there's a big chunk of one. Yeah, see that one? See how this one's all broken up too? So those are the parts that need to be replaced. Okay, there we go. Now, see how this one's cracked? There we go. All 3 of mine were bad. All 3. So this should just kind of slide off right here. And see how it has the little gears? There you go. So this one will go here. That one will go there, and the little baby goes right there. So I'll get them all replaced, and then I'll show you what's going on. We have all the gears off, and I gotta tell you, this little bitty, teeny tiny, there's the remnants of the green one, okay? It had a brass fitting on it. And I don't know if, you know, how sometimes dissimilar metals will kind of fuse together. This was the hardest thing to get off. What I had to do was get a thin screwdriver kind of behind it right here, and then kind of twist. Then I had to go to a thicker screwdriver and kind of twist it a little more as the brass fitting kind of came up like this. And then I had to get a jumbo screwdriver that was really kind of thick and just kind of pry it off, because that was on there like crazy, which has me hoping that this little plastic one will work. I don't know. We'll just have to see what's happening. We'll get everything greased, and then I'll put them back on, and I'll show you what it looks like. But there are 2 different sizes of this wheel. You got the bigger kind in the middle, and the little one. The bigger kind of goes in the first spot. If that makes sense. Okay, it goes like this, and then this goes like that. Okay, anyway, I'll show you when we're done. We have all the gears attached, and I gotta tell you, I don't know if they sent me the right set or not, because in the picture, I had a green and black one, or blue, larger wheel, and these are all white, and I did have to modify the little one because it was not, the hole wasn't large enough to get this little peg through it. So I had to kind of modify that and drill it out. I hope everything works and I got the hole tight. I mean, it does still turn, so that's okay. I mean, it seems to be working. Yeah, that seems to be working really well. So we'll button it all up, which means just basically putting this back in. I'll put a little bit of grease on the end pieces right there, and it'll be great. It'll be really, really good. And then we'll get it back into here, tighten everything up. I probably should have replaced the light bulbs. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll run out, and I had to go out to Home Depot and get the drill bit. Now I'm gonna have to go to O'Reilly's or something, I guess, and get some new light bulbs. Oh my gosh, this is turning into a big deal. Okay, just like that, she's all back together. Don't forget you got screws here, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is back. Everything is great. She looks great from the front. I love the orange, which is, in my opinion, so illuminescent. Good word, Mike. Absolutely. So we'll get this in the car and we'll see what it looks like. I'm not going to push it all the way in because I still want to go ahead and replace these light bulbs, but at least we can see if everything still works. Hopefully so. Okay, she's all put together and she's looking great. Okay, we went ahead and put her in there because it's so easy to take right back out. But let's just kind of see what's happening here. Okay, there's the familiar buzz. Gas gauge is working. Gauges are working. And if I turn on the lights, let's just kind of see. Can you see how they're on? See? Look at that. You can tell that one's illuminated, and that one. Okay, well, we're fixing stuff. Let's see if our mileage is going to adjust. Oh, I gotta put my seatbelt on. Sorry about that horrible buzz. It's the one thing I don't like about this series. There we go. It's just an awful, put your seatbelt on now kind of a thing. All right, let's just see what's happening. Hopefully we'll see some movement. All right, here we go. And move, baby, move. I'm looking at the, right here. It's moving. Look at that. 99.9. Oh. Well, my little cover for the back brake light just fell off. That's great. I'm gonna have to like epoxy that on or something. But look, it's moving. We have fixed yet something else on the mighty Mercedes. The silver tank. I don't know what I'm gonna call this car. Who knows? But look at that. Let's see if we can go around if the 6 is gonna move. 6 is moving for the first time in how many decades? Ah! Those things were broken and brittle, and look at it go now. Look at that. Here we go. We have one beautiful working instrument cluster. And we have lots of little squeaks and everything. This leather on these seats I really do not like. But look, it's working. All right, so what's left on this crazy little car? Well, my seat sits like that, okay? My left buttock and my left knee are way below my right buttock and my right knee. It's a typical fault on these cars, so I have another set of springs from a newer car we're gonna try to put on. I still have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the dash. I mean, you can put a dash cap on, but they're plastic and they kind of warp after time. But then I wouldn't have to get all the glue remnants off of that. We do need to source a windshield, and then we got to figure out why the blower doesn't blow at all. It really doesn't. So it gets a little steamy in here because I don't have air conditioning, I don't have vents, I don't have anything. But there are a couple of fuses that are kind of by the firewall, they're not in the fuse box, that help control your climate system. So we'll see what's going on, but so far, yeah. We fixed something good. We done good, folks. So be sure to let me know what project you would like to see next. Should it be the climate control? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe we'll do the climate control and the seat at the same time, and then we'll go and get another windshield for it. And then we're gonna work on the idle, because the idle seems to be a little bit high as well. But I still love this car. I really do. It makes me happy. It is so old. And Tom just really seemed to love it. And it's working so much better than it did when we got it. So we're gonna call that a win, everybody. All right? Thank you for watching this video series. This old S-Class was so popular when I brought it to the channel, and then it sat for a while. I hope everybody is finding it once again, and I hope that you are enjoying, don't hit the Lexus, the videos. All right? So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and we will see you again very soon. I should have brought Lola. I should have brought Lola and the duck. That's what I should have done. Yeah. Sorry, pets. Okay, we'll see you. Bye-bye.